commitment. Together? I affirm my dedication to Unity's spiritual principles as I understand them, and my willingness to seek, learn, and express them. I affirm my intent to behold and honor the divine spirit in others and myself, and to love to the best of my ability. I affirm my commitment to honor my body, soul, and our earth home by living in wholeness and unity with all life. I affirm my practice of prayer and meditation, seeking daily quiet times and remembering others in my prayers. I affirm my commitment to be a supportive member of this spiritual community by sharing my gifts of service and prosperity. I don't know about for you, but every time I affirm that with them, I feel like I recommit, and I hope you do too. Yeah, so now I'm going to ask you as a community to support our new members in this way. Are you now affirming your dedication to support these new members in their spiritual growth, to welcome them into this family, and to behold the divine in them? If so, let's say together, I am. I am. We are gifting our new members with a New Thought book by Eric Butterworth and a certificate of membership. And a song that Lisa Snortum-Phelps, it's an original that she wrote just for this occasion. And so we invite all of us to sing our blessing to them. So don't forget your mask if you'd like to sing along and bless Tori, Karen, and Elizabeth.
I behold divine in you, and I'm warmed by the flame in your heart. Oh, today you join my family, and we thank you for all that you are. I behold divine in you, and I'm warmed by the flame in your heart. Oh, today you join my family, and we thank you for all that you are. Love binds us all. Love binds us all. Love binds us all. Love binds us all. I behold divine in you, and I'm warmed by the flame in your heart. Oh, today you join our family, and we thank you for all that you are. Keep shining your light. Keep shining your light. Keep shining your light. One more time. Keep shining your light.
And now it's time for meditation. So let's begin our meditation with our statement of affirmation, statement of faith, rather. Together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. We begin with some music, and it'll be followed by guidance and silence.
I am remembering who I am. 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 I am remembering I am remembering I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I
Just as we breathe now, there is a remembrance, a returning home. Every breath in sacred silence, especially joined together in intentional community, is a passageway home. The bottom of that inhalation is a presence and a power we tap. And that exhalation, a soul expression that we have each come to uniquely share. We breathe in all that is and remember the divine essence we all share, Christ of our being. And we breathe out the dance of life, the ways that we speak and act and move about the earth that is in alignment, that is in rhythm with the remembering of who we are. I am one with all that is, spread out across the earth, moving through the infinite cosmos, deep beneath the earth and the roots. And deep within my own being is all of this, the starry sky, the beautiful earth, the dark fertile ground, the intertwined roots. I am earth and I am sky. I am body and spirit. And I'm free in my remembrance of who I am in truth. I am far more powerful than any outer circumstance. And so I do not let fear bind me up. I breathe the essence of liberation for all aspects of my being and all life upon the earth. So with every breath, I rest more deeply in the remembrance of who I am. Entering a peaceful home. Home within my heart. Resting in the truth of my being in the silence. And having now just come home to that truth of my being, remembered retrieved a piece of my truth, a piece of my soul, a knowingness, the divine potential that rests within me is not dormant, but very much alive and moving through my being. The constant breath and walk upon the earth is in rhythm with the One. Remembering my divine essence shared with all life and expressing my unique soul as I have come here to be. I remember, I remember, I remember now. And so it is.
Lord knows dreams are hard to follow, but don't let anyone tear them away. Hold on, there will be tomorrow. In time, you'll find the way. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. That a hero lies in you. That a hero lies in you.
Thank you. Wow. Mother-daughter harmonies. Oops. Put that on my chair. So, if you were with us last week, you know about stories of triumph and realized dreams. This is our second and final week of this, and on occasion, it's really nice to have these stories so that we can get to know our community members a little better. Somebody came up to me and said, now I know the person who sits in front of me or behind me, or, and besides just, enjoying together, I really know a little bit of their journey. So the stories you're going to hear this morning are something that I pray about. Immigrants to this country just really touched me in a deep way, because the journey here, and I don't know hardly any of it, I can't imagine what it's like, and it's different for everyone, of course. But our ideals in America are spiritual ideals. What we hold, the promise, the dream of what America is about: inclusivity, equality, justice, happiness, the ability to pursue happiness, all of those ideals, they're still very much alive. I know that there are times, especially of late, that we feel worried and anxious about the fragility and the precious of democracy. And now we see how precious it is. Maybe that's why we are where we are, so we can see how precious it is. Because when we see how precious something is, it is a beacon of light in the world, then we can hold it in a different way, and we can participate in it in a different way, and we can engage more fully, and we can open and welcome the diversity to come and make us stronger and better. So we have two stories today, two immigrants to America. How many in our audience are immigrants to America? Yeah, welcome. We are so glad you made it not only to Unity, but to this country. And we hope you are richly blessed because of it. So one of our stories to begin is the story of Edna Castillo from Guatemala. And Edna is new to us. She's a new member here at Unity. She immediately got involved. She and her husband, Dan Castillo, I don't know if Dan's still here. He was here at the first service. There he is in the back row. They immediately stepped into service, became usher greeters. Edna has taught one of the sessions of my class, and she'll tell a little bit more how she came into the work that she's doing now, so I don't want to be spoiler alert. Or I don't want to be, what's steal your thunder. That's the word, the term I was looking for. So Edna, we are so happy you're here, and we're going to turn it over to you now. Thanks.
Thank you. So I was born as Edna Marina Arevalo Toledo. And I was born in Guatemala City. I was the fourth child of 5. And when my mom became pregnant, my dad did not want any more children. As money was tight, he was already holding down 2 jobs. He was bus driver by day and taxi driver by night. So despite his Catholic upbringing, he pressured my mom to have an abortion. And my mom stood firm, and here I am. Yay! And when I was brought home from the hospital, my brother Jacob told my mom, take her back. Wait until there's little boys available. My dad's chauvinistic nature had already influenced the little 3-year-old. So as a little girl in Guatemala, I was not allowed to go out or play where my brothers were playing from sun up to sundown with all the neighborhood kids. I remember staying home with my younger brother, playing with a ball of masa as if it was Play-Doh. And he was my only friend. And when I was 7, my dad decided to come to the United States. And if things went well, we would join him after the immigration papers were approved. So my dad was sponsored by a friend in San Francisco, and he would send $100 a month to my mom while she supplemented the income by being the neighborhood seamstress. And when I was 10, my mom sold all of our belongings, including our home. We then traveled all across the Mexico to the Tijuana border. All that I can remember about that journey is waking up at rest stops in the middle of the night. We arrived in Tijuana September 23rd, 1973. As we walked across the border, my dad was standing on the other side. I remember he said we looked very short and tiny to him. In school, I was placed in 5th grade. And the teacher showed no interest in having me in his class. But that was a blessing. That was a blessing because that meant I spent more time with my ESL teacher, English as a second language. She was thrilled to have me and teach this little bright, hungry to learn little girl. This, along with having to interact with the other kids, really helped me develop my skills in English very quickly. And I wasn't shy. But the immigrant population in that school was bullied. And I saw how other immigrants obeyed the demands of their bullies, and that made them even be victimized even more. So when my classmate, Sheila Love, demanded that I tie her untied shoelaces, I refused to obey. Like, no way. So that led to us fighting that day and us being expelled from school. But that event it made me show up differently in life. It made me show up differently as other immigrants. I didn't want to be around immigrants. I didn't want to be seen as them. I didn't want to hang around them. So I didn't identify with them, And my ticket to success was really losing a part of myself. And in 6th grade, the other Spanish speaker in the class had no desire to be my friend because I was an immigrant. And she looked down on me. But meanwhile, Mrs. Lee, my 6th grade teacher, was engaging and supportive, and her recommendations for me to be in honor classes really changed my life. From then on, I was considered intelligent to my peers and teachers. I maintained the growing duality of being in a Spanish-speaking home with traditional values and part of that social American experience. I was also the bridge to my parents, since my siblings had not caught on to the English language as quickly or as fluently or with enough confidence as I had. So I often also translated and attended adult events for my parents so they could understand. My assimilation into the U.S. society was natural. It was as though I was meant to be here all along. And while in junior high, my dad's chauvinistic nature literally held me back. School ended at 3, and he demanded I be home by 3:15 or else. I was also the cook in the family. My mom would get home from work at 6, so I was responsible for fixing dinner. And by then, my sister had already moved out with her boyfriend, so that made it even more difficult for me. I was the only girl to help my mom, and my dad could not lose me as he had my sister. I was forbidden to participate in school activities. My brothers played soccer and had fun. My parents even purchased a car for them when they were in high school. And I bought my own car after I graduated from college. My dad wanted to enroll me in Catholic school to keep me away from the boys, while I wanted to attend Lowell High School, the prestigious, well-known academic school. And I was accepted to Lowell. So I stood my ground, and even with the threat of being sent back to Guatemala. I worked hard in school and applied myself to get good grades, and my dad's strictness just continued. I started to date a particular guy that I thought my dad would approve of. And when he proposed, I knew that it would be a traditional gender marriage. And initially I said no, but eventually I gave in. We were married by the Catholic Church till death do us part. Augustine was threatened when I aspired to be more, to do more. And when I was 6 months pregnant with our daughter, he took his only week off for vacation to go and visit his mom for Mother's Day. So how would he bond and help me when our daughter was born? The unspoken answer was that he wouldn't. The first week of motherhood was horrible, since I had had a C-section and I lacked full mobility. And my husband wasn't there. And there, one of many actions that eroded our marriage, our trust, our faith in each other. And I still intended to keep those vows that I promised to God, to stay married forever. So as I lived in this unhappy marriage, my daughter was the reason I was divorced. I divorced. I wanted to break the cycle of disempowerment and subordination. I wanted to liberate her from having that experience that had kept me so small. So being a single mom of 2 allowed me to then see how God supported my growth, my career, my life. And despite being a devout Catholic, that's when I started to explore new thought ideas. So when my son was 9, I desired to have a partner that would help me raise a father figure, that would help me raise a man that honored women and saw women as equals. So one day when I was journaling, I wrote the qualities that I want in my husband. And a year later, Dan entered my life. We were married after dating a year, and yeah, he helped me raise my son. He's a young man that honors women. He's 20 now. You know, my dad passed away 4.5 years ago, and he experienced a lot of change. Just seeing me blossom and seeing me grow. He and I really had a very special bond. He had a very special bond with my kids also. So my life has taken a spiritual shift that I would never have expected. Today, I'm a life coach. And through Mary Morrissey's Brave Thinking Institute, I was certified. My husband has supported that journey, and starting with that huge price tag attached to being a life coach under her institute. He jokes about it, and he says, you know, it's just like me getting a second college degree. And there's been times in building my business that I've wondered out loud if I should go back to a regular paycheck. But Dan says, no, you're meant to be a coach. It lights you up. You make a difference. He has never wavered from full support. He reminds me of my calling, and he lifts me up as I hope I do him. My daily meditation practice led me to unity. After asking, what's the next step that I need to take? That's an everyday conversation that I have with Spirit. Mary Morrissey's teachings helped me heal from breast cancer and propelled my life purpose to help others heal their bodies and their minds and transform their lives. And because of that experience, I am now an author. This book will be published on October 10th. This is a prototype. And I wrote Living Your Intuitive Genius, how to tap into your soul, heal your body, mind, and spirit with the principles of unity, the spiritual principles that I practice, the spiritual principles that I teach and coach. My long-term dream is to set up a foundation for young indigenous girls of Guatemala that's tied to education and self-sufficiency. So the bullying and the prejudices of others along the way have made me want to succeed. My dad's and ex-husband's chauvinism propelled me to find my inner guidance, to attract an equal partner, and raise my son honoring women and a confident daughter. Steve Jobs had a saying, we can't connect the dots looking forward. We can only connect them looking backwards. So as I connect the dots of my past, I see the intelligence in that all that I was, all the lessons that I learned, all the experiences that I had, because those are the blessings. They're the foundation for the work that I do now. And I trust the divine intelligence to walk with me as I connect the dots into my future. Every day I wake up with the curiosity about what's ahead. I love my life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Edna. Our second storyteller, where is he hiding? How does the big man hide? Dmitry Doronkin, many of you know, he's been on our board for 2 terms. He's finishing up his second term, so almost 6 years you have served us on the board. You realize that?
Finally we'll be out of it.
And he's taught a bit here. He has an upcoming workshop, and I've noticed a specialty of yours, Dmitry, and that is financial prosperity.
Right. That's
So-
right. Financial prosperity.
Yes.
Be very clear about this.
So his upcoming workshop is the money shower. So
Hey,
you
babe, we're
can
going to
look for
shower
that.
some money. You will be amazed. Just come on over.
He came here from the country Uzbekistan, and I'm going to turn it over to him now to hear his story.
Thank you, Kristen. Well, I'm really glad Casey's here. You know my daughter? But you know that her name is not Casey. Ksenia. And this is actually the reason we start calling her Casey, because Ksenia is very hard to pronounce for kids. So when she went to school, to preschool, and some kids just kind of like, Sushak, Sishak, some kind of like, and say, okay, listen, we're going to call you Casey. In fact, when she was playing basketball, on her jersey, what was on the back was Ksenia Casey Doronkina, which is what I think was pretty cool. And I'm really glad she's here, because I think most of the things you never realized how it was, because she was just 1.5 when we came here. All right, so let's begin. How I even end up here? So I thought about it, and you know how we always like to blame people? Something will happen to us? Hey, I can tell you if you want. So the first person I would blame would be, his name was Mikhail Sergeyevich Gorbachev. In 1984, he became a first secretary of Communist Party of the Soviet Union. And for whatever reason, in 1985, he decided to open up the country to the West. And so he did. And the West opened up to us. And we've been flooded with all kinds of information, ideas. And then the second person pop up. It's my mom. For whatever reason, around 1987, 88, she said, hey, we're going to go to America. I was 18. I have no idea what she's talking about. 10 years later, when I was already married, I have 2 kids, I told this to my wife. One day I came home and I said, hey, we're going to go to America. But I'm really glad most of you are not immigrants, because you probably not realize, to say I'm going to America and actually come to America, it's very 2 big different things. And there's a different ways how you come to America. My way was to hire a lawyer, so I'm very proud of it. Before even I come here, I already have my own lawyer. That's how important I am. Took us 10 months to do all the paperwork. But at the same time, you know how you do things out there, somebody do things for you out there, but you have to do your own work? At that time, we've been really into this New Thoughts movement, visualization, you know, good thoughts and everything. We read some books from Louise Hay, which is we love. So we were doing this our work. Every evening, my wife and I doing some affirmation, some visualization. So 1 year later, after my phrase, hey, we go to America, we landed to New York Airport, John Kennedy Airport, and asked who's the first person I saw. Once we got out of the customs, is my brother. And he told me, "Welcome to America. Do you want ice cream?" And to say the truth about my brother, he really likes ice cream. In fact, he's so addicted to ice cream, he has a special box with the key. So he put ice cream in the box and then hide the key to another box with a timer on it. How crazy is this? But I'm sorry, I'm off the script. I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness. The first 3 years was absolutely horrible. Hardest 3 years in my life. Because I don't want to go into details. Doesn't matter. It was just hard. I love to be here. I love to live here. But just to accumulate all of this change, get a job, support your family. But that 3 years taught me that what is God is for me. You see, before I came here, my idea of God was, okay, there is a God somewhere there. See? Somewhere there. But when you go through the struggle, then I realize that it's not there. The God is here. The God is with me. There is a story, which most of you probably know. An old man died and went to heaven, met God, and God enrolled a long script in front of him. And on the script, on this roll, man can see 2 pairs of footprints. And one was this man, and another was a God. And in one place, the hardest time in man's life, you can see only one pair of footprints. And the man cried out, how could you? How could you forgotten about me, about this, my hardest time? And God said, I didn't. I carry you in my hands. Now, I want to be clear here. I am too heavy that the God would carry me on his hand. But that was the time, really. Something really changed, when you go with this kind of struggle. And of course, a few years later, bam, bada boom, we bought a house. My wife was driving Lexus. My kid was going private school. I thought, this is it. This is American dream. I made it. And 5 years later, everything just broke down. We lost everything. We lost the house. Returned the Lexus. Credit was ruined. We have to go in an old house, live in Martinez. Has to buy a used Toyota Prius. And that time, when you really lose all your possessions, when you really lose everything you worked so hard for 10 years, what was my realization? That God is not here, there, not even here. God is here. That was the feeling. That God is with me. And it's not just with me, but in me, and I am in it. 4 years later, someone, and I know who, this actually was famous Lisa Nichols. She put some video of Reverend David on a Facebook page, on her personal Facebook page. And my wife saw it, and she showed to me that video, and she told me, hey, next Sunday, I want to go to that church. And I said, hey, I want to go too. So we show up next Sunday. John was here. He was hovering around us. Where's Mike? Mike was here. He was outside. So we're just we've been like this, like chickens. All right, what's going on? What's happening? Come on, people, meditate at the service? Oh, Jesus. I never experienced anything like this in my life. Handing hands and do like this and sing. Oh. Whoa, I thought, what kind of house I came in? Jesus Christ, come on. All right. But Reverend David that Sunday said something which is, that's it for me. I was like, whoa. He was talking about Jesus. And he said, Jesus said blah, 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 blah. And then he stopped himself and he said, I have to comment on this. He said, it's not what Jesus said. It's what the Bible said Jesus said. And I turned to my wife and I almost cried. And I said, this is our church. We got it. We got it, baby. So we've been so anxious to become a member because, you see, we have this setups, right? You have the forms. You can, sign up forms or whatever on the back of each of our seat. So we want to become a member. So we've been so pushy on this for the next few weekends. So Reverend Sheila, she said, you don't have to. Like, why so? Like, you don't have to be a member. It's just for the voting. It's just for this. Yeah, we said, hey, you don't understand. We want to be. We want to be a member of this church. So we did. And the rest of history. You see, our memory is like the stars above us. We don't really remember our past. We remember these big events, either the hurtful events or significant events or something for whatever reason you remember. And when you think about these events, it's like the stars above you kind of open up and light up in your memory. I'm so grateful that I have this opportunity to line up my stars above me for you. Thank you.
I specifically wanted these two to stand next to each other. This is America. We are so happy you have made this spiritual home your home. Thank you both for your stories today. Bless you.
Thank you for sharing your stories. And I have to say, serving on the board with Dimitri has been a real blast. So. Our prayer chaplains are available after this service to provide personal prayer support. If you're a prayer chaplain serving today, could you please stand? Our prayer chaplains wear the lavender stoles.
Whether you have a joy or a concern on your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful way to have your intentions lifted up in consciousness.
Now, let's open our hearts to the practice of giving. I invite you to prepare your gift as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, we shall receive. And in truth, there is no lack or limitation, as Dimitri pointed out. Abundance is our true nature.
And of course, we make it so easy
Yeah,
to give
there you
financially
go.
to this community. For your convenience, there are a variety of ways. Cash your checks, for example, or sign up with the Give app, or this is new, that little gold card in the seat back in front of you. Turn it over. It has a QR code, so we're a very hip and technologically astute group. Or set up bill pay through your bank, but don't think of it as a bill. So those of you who are watching on home, click on the Donate Now page or Donate Now button on the Watch Live page.
And I invite all of you to take your tithe or offering in your hands and repeat our affirmation with me together. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
All right. We're going to get free. And I also want to say that I hope that we get to see some of you or a lot of you out there next Friday night for the concert for the 360s on the lawn, all the patio, folk rock, harmonies, grooving, dancing. It's all going to be there. So, next. This song?
Yeah, who wrote it?
I
Who wrote
wrote
this
it,
song?
Dawn. All right, let's do it. I'm really done with this place. I need room to breathe, need room for grace. I was holed up inside in a sorry state, thinking what I had to do was sit and wait. Now I'm breaking down the walls that were holding me in place. I'm free, breaking out of the jail that was made by me. 'Cause I opened up the door with my very own key. Thank you, God, I'm free. I'm really done feeling small. Now I'm not afraid that I'll fall. Putting on some shoes that are shiny and new, stepping out to see what I can really do. Feeling all the power that's inside of me and you. I'm free, breaking out of the jail that was made by me. 'Cause I opened up the door with my very own key. Thank you, God, I'm free. Tell my worries your excuse. Thank you, but I'm done with you. Stepping out and walking tall. Now I know I'm one with it all. I'm free, breaking out of the jail that was made by me. 'Cause I opened up the door with my very own key. Thank you, God, I'm free. Now I claim my liberties, I claim my prosperity, stepping out and walking tall. Now I know I'm one with it all. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. I'm free. I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. I'm free.
Thank you. Fun, fun. Come on up. So many gifts to be grateful for. And these overflowing baskets are symbolic of those gifts. So let's take a moment to just rest in our hearts, to remember who we are, givers and receivers. And I want to share that some of you might know Tom Bradica. Charlie just whispered in my ear that he made his transition this morning. Charlie was with him. So thank you, Charlie, for your friendship and healing energy that was there. Comforting to know that. So we hold our dear one, Tom, and just bless him as one of the many expressions of the divine that has graced our lives. We are so appreciative for here at Unity, as a healer himself. And we thank you, Spirit, for all who are here, who are present now, for all who love Tom, and all in this room, for the many gifts that each of you bring to the world as well. Let's bless our offering. We give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now.
We are a circle of love. We are a circle of light. Come join the circle of love. Come join the circle of light. The light in you and the light in me are one. The light in you and the light in me are one.
Thank you. We love our song. Good morning, everyone. How are you today? It's raining, it's pouring. Feels good. The kids and I, it's the 3 M's today, Maddie, Millie, and Michelle. And we were talking about how we love our spiritual home, Unity of Walnut Creek. Yes. What are some things you love about your spiritual home? Everything. I love Irene too. And Kristen. Yes. The music. Yes. What else do you love about Unity? The children's leader. Me too. That's right. Well, the kids wanted to share with you what they love about Unity too. And they have some art. It got wet, but now it looks like it's raining. So do you want to show yours first, Amelia? You want Sissy too first? Okay, so Maddie, you want to show us what are the 3 things you said you love about your spiritual home?
I like the music, and I like how I feel really comfortable here since I was little.
She's been here since she was 4 months old. And you can be yourself here, right? Yeah, we can be ourselves at Unity. And what do you love about Unity? You want to show your picture? Hold it up. You did a nice job. Let's see. Yes.
I like it because everybody's nice here.
Everyone's nice here. And you said everyone knows your name.
And also everybody knows my name.
Everyone knows your name. We might not know your name, but you know our names. And it feels so good. It feels so good. So we want to affirm with you today. Maybe you'll affirm it with us. We love our spiritual home. Can you say that with us? We love our spiritual home. And so it is. Thank you.
Now's our time for our prayer of protection, and I want to invite us, now's our time to bless our children. Hello. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's bless our children, teachers, and youth together. Children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you. And now, as we move to our prayer of protection, I want to invite us to hold in our hearts as we are saying this prayer today, immigrants and migrants everywhere. Together. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine.
Put on your mask and sing along. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God ever present, family all.
are the equality, the liberty, the happiness upon earth. So let your light shine, have fun, and spread joy.
Thank you.